Hello, Facebook group. Oh, my eyelashes sticking on my glasses. The eyelashes are from a Facebook filter. Love that. Love it, because I have really short eyelashes. I'm trying to also go live on YouTube on my computer, but it's not hooking up. So I might not be able to. I was going to try to do that both at the same time, but I'm not going to spend hours, and it's just not working, of course. So welcome. Welcome to the video. I'm so happy to be here. And today is a pretty cool topic. I thought I would talk about this. I haven't done it for a while. And I know I get some questions about it. And people often wonder, right, well, what is the real difference? And can you eat everything again? Do the symptoms go away? What is it like in post-menopause compared to menopause? And so that's what I'm here to talk about. I'm just going to, I guess YouTube's not going to do it. So let's just make sure that I'm showing good on my feed. And when you're watching, make sure to say hello. That way Facebook knows you want to see my videos, and it also helps my videos be shown more. So that's good, because I know the way it works sometimes. Then I know you're interested, which is so perfect. That I'm not just speaking to nobody, right? I like to know I'm speaking to real people, and you're really here. And, I see you guys join my group and stuff, but it's like, I want to say hello and want to get to know you better. So, all right. Well, if you're new to me, for sure, let me know that you're new watching me. I'd love to know that. And I am, hello. Oh, hi, Kimberly. I am definitely post-menopause. So I started going through perimenopause when I was 43. I didn't know what it was. I mean, I had no idea what it was, right? I was like, I didn't know. I had bad brain fog, memory problems, couldn't remember things. You walk into a room, you can't remember what's going on. And headaches and digestive problems. So kind of like everything got worse. My life started falling apart, more aches and pains, and I got extreme adrenal fatigue. I did not know what that was. So I became really super tired. Nothing would keep me awake, and I was just exhausted all the time. And, after being in my 30s and early 40s, super in shape, doing a whole bunch of stuff. I was a personal trainer, a yoga instructor. I did adventure races. I was super fit, super healthy. And then my whole body, everything just crashed down on me. It started happening at 43, and then it was just like a slow decline. And the main reason why it was such a decline, it got so bad, was because I didn't know what it was, right? When you're so young, I went to the doctor and got a whole bunch of tests done, and they're like, you're fine. Maybe your iron's a little low, but otherwise you're good, like nothing wrong with you. And when I started to look into this more, I went to the women's health section in Chapters. And there was only a few books. And there was one on women's wisdom, women's bodies, or something by Christine Northrup. And then I started reading about perimenopause, like the changes in our body as we age. And I'm like, I'm not 50. I'm 43. There's no way I should be going through this. But the more I learned about it and read about it, and I really began to study and learn and realized, oh my God, I'm in perimenopause. So perimenopause is for sure the first stage is when you still have your period, but it could be erratic. And I did a good video. I did a video in here, ladies, about heavy bleeding during perimenopause, like when you really have heavy blood clots and really heavy bleeding. So I've done that. But anyways, so, that's what kind of led me on this self-discovery and learning more about nutrition and hormones during this phase of life, and then helping women with it, like I have in all my programs. So I'll get to the topic. So perimenopause is when you have all the changes, your progesterone is lowering. So often when your this is estrogen and progesterone, your progesterone starts to lower, then it appears like your estrogen is higher. So then you'll get symptoms of estrogen being higher, right? So you could say, I'm high in estrogen right at that moment. So that's why you do not want to take estrogen pills, birth control, or any synthetic hormones your doctor gives you, because then your estrogen's just going to be higher and higher, and there's going to be a greater imbalance, right? So perimenopause is when the imbalances in your hormones, estrogen and progesterone, and testosterone, but we don't need to talk about, are growing. There's a bigger distance. So then you're out of balance or imbalance. And there's other hormones like insulin and leptin and cortisol that play a role too. We're going to keep it simple. So that's the biggest change. You have the most symptoms. You're probably feeling the worst. You begin to start to gain weight after a while. And then menopause is when you haven't had your period for one full year. You're like, for one full year, you have not had your period, then you're menopause. And then, in about another year or so, then you're post-menopause. The thing is that what people don't realize is that in post-menopause, you can still gain weight and continue to gain weight. You can still have the symptoms. I still get hot flashes. So I'm 58. And I've been finished menopause for 10 years. I finished at 48. So I started at about the age of 43, and it took me 5 years to go through perimenopause, or to go through the main parts. 5 years, which some of you may not want to hear. It's like 5 years of hormonal shifts and changes. Yes. Now, the thing is, here's the big thing, and I want everybody to listen to this part. Really important. Like I said, when you are going through all the changes, your hormones, there's a big imbalance, right? So they can go this way and then they go that way, right? The most important thing is, if you don't work on bringing your body back into better balance, it will stay out of balance, mostly. It doesn't matter what phase you are in. So women in post-menopause can still have a lot of the symptoms and can be continuing to gain weight, because you're not doing the things that are required to bring your body back into better balance. You see what I mean? So this is what I think people don't quite understand. It's like, well, I'm just going to wait. I'm just going to take a pill so that I can get over these terrible symptoms. And then when I'm in postmenopause, everything will be okay and normal again, right? No, not necessarily. Especially if you take a synthetic pill, then it will not. Because you're not doing anything naturally to bring your body back into better balance, right? So what I can do differently now, because in perimenopause, hi Mona, make sure you guys say hello. Give me a little like or love, or say hello in the comments. That way more people will see my video, and you will next time too. So what I can do differently now is I can eat definitely more starches. I don't have my bad digestive problems anymore. I have hot flashes when I get stressed, when I eat heavy carby meals. So when I eat a heavy fatty meal or a carby meal, then I'll get a hot flash. When I drink wine, sometimes I'll get a hot. So you can still get hot flashes into your 80s. Doesn't matter. I exercise now. For one thing that happens in postmenopause too, is that your muscle mass starts to decrease really fast and your skin changes. So this is a Facebook filter. That's why it looks so good, but I definitely have a lot more wrinkles. And a lot more wrinkles start to happen in postmenopause because your estrogen is lowering. So in perimenopause, your progesterone is decreasing greatly. In postmenopause, your estrogen. So in a way, you become a little more balanced, but then your estrogen completely starts to go down and down, right? So then there's an imbalance again. So it's about, but this does decrease too. So we're always changing, okay? So I don't have problems gaining weight, but that is because I eat the right way for this phase of life. But I don't have to be as strict as I used to. And I don't have most of the symptoms, like the brain fog and the memory problems, they're gone. Like I don't have those anymore, and those stopped when I entered menopause. My digestion completely improved, but I also worked on improving my digestion with food and supplements when I was in perimenopause. So I did a lot of that type of work, right? And the anxiety and all of that, so the emotional symptoms of being completely over emotional or super stressed and super overwhelmed and all of that, that can be in perimenopause. I don't experience most of that now. It doesn't mean I never feel those things. I do sometimes, but they are like far less. And I know, I have coping things now. So I know like, oh, I'm getting into overwhelm, or I'm stressing myself out, or I'm experiencing this anxiety, but it's not a daily thing. Also, what I really want to say is that when I had all those symptoms in perimenopause, I had to find ways to cope with them. I had to find various ways to bring my body back into better balance, so it wouldn't be a living hell while I was going through it. You see what I mean? Like I didn't just go through it and think, oh, I can't wait till it's over, and I did nothing. No. When I realized I was having these symptoms, I was like, what can I do to decrease these symptoms? What can I do to feel better now? How can I support my body so that it comes into better balance? What supplements can I take? What super powders can I do? How can I eat differently? What foods do I need? Like all of this is what I went into and read and researched and learned. How are the hormones affecting all this, and why, and when does this end, and what do I got to do I know not everybody wants to do all that research and reading. That's why I do what I do. That's why I coach in my programs, so that you don't have to do all that, right? You just get to come into a program of mine or coaching and go, oh, and you learn that as the program goes on, right? And it doesn't matter if you're in perimenopause, menopause, or postmenopause. If you are not feeling that great, if you really want to look at how I want to age and feel as time goes on, right? Then it is about taking better care of yourself. So I haven't stopped. I still have my green smoothie every day. I still take supplements. I still use my super powders. I still do calming meditations and breath work. I still exercise. I still do all of those things, because what I learned is they helped me in that wild, crazy phase when I felt like I was going insane. They also helped me to lose weight when I was gaining the weight, like the right types of food. I found what worked, right? And then I lost the belly fat and was able to maintain a weight that I like. But it doesn't mean, I made changes and I stayed like in the changes in a way. Like I chose to change my lifestyle. I chose to do what it took so that I would feel better. And I was truly focused on, I want to feel better. The bad digestive problems, the acid reflux, the bloating, the constipation, the anxiety and the stress and the overwhelm and the over emotional. Like when I was going through all of that, I was like, oh my God, what do I do? Like I'm working on this. So I tried this, I tried that, like everything, because I wasn't going to give up on myself. And I stick with it most of the time really well. I'm not perfect, and it's not about being perfect. What I really chose was I get to choose how I feel and live my life, because I'm the one who's responsible for it. After I saw the doctors and argued with the doctors because they wanted to put me on stuff, the whole thing, I had to realize that doctors don't learn this. They were not taught it, so they cannot help you because they don't have the training. So they're not allowed to give you advice if they haven't had the training on it. All they know is the pharmaceutical companies give them the synthetic hormones and say, if a woman's going through this, here's hormones that will help her get rid of those symptoms. So it's just a drug that covers up the symptoms. But the problem is your body is not better by doing that. Actually, it could be far worse, health-wise, cancer-wise. And if you try to go off it, it throws you into hormone hell. That's just some of those, that's the fact. But there are things you can do. But the thing is that you're going through these changes, so then it's time to make changes, right? So when you're going through all these changes and you're having all these symptoms, that's your body talking to you and telling you it's out of balance. So what you do is work at ways of bringing it into better balance with the food, the stress reduction, and then of course working on the mindset. You got to learn how to cope with the stress while you're going through that, learning how to cope with that type of anxiety, learning what types of foods are right for this phase of life, and saying no to some of those other foods that are causing the distress within your body, keeping you in insulin resistance, let's say, and gaining more fat, right? So when you begin to make changes, when you're in perimenopause and you follow through, it will get better faster, because you are doing things to bring your body back into better balance, right? So for me, it took 5 years, but that's because I didn't know what I was doing. It took me a while, and when I really got got everything right, then my body just boom, 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 right? I felt so much better. I felt so much better even in perimenopause. Like I was like, oh my God, you mean these are the things I do and I feel this much better? Like I had no idea, right? It was just so crazy. Hello, Lindsay from New Zealand. Oh, you're so nice. You have a blessed day too. Watch from the beginning if you just coming on now. But so this is such a great thing, right? Like I get really excited about it because I see the change. I just did a 7-day little mini program, a 7-day mini day program. And oh my God, the women noticed, the ones who were new to me were like, oh my God, oh, I would not have known this. This is so amazing. In 7 days, just 7 days, they learned about eating right for this phase of life. And we talked a bit about stress reduction and the mindset. And that changed everything for them. Everything. They would have been continuing on like they were and not getting relief. That's the thing, right? Because you don't know what you don't know, right? And I can't explain it in just one video because, it's like when you come to a program, you get the recipes. We do the Facebook Live trainings. You're talking to me. We're posting. Right? It's going over a period of time. And then you learn and you implement it in your life and you say, oh my God, I feel this. I'm feeling so much better. So they totally felt better in 7 days. Completely felt better. The new people especially were really shocked because they're like, I can't believe I feel this much better in 7 days. After working, trying to figure it out for how long, and nothing gave me relief and no doctor was able to help me. So that's the thing. That's the only thing I want, make sure people know is in postmenopause, it can be and feel so much better. Like you can be like, oh my God, this is amazing. I don't much have to worry about my weight too much. I feeling good. I don't have all those crazy symptoms, but that is because you've managed them and you've learned how to bring your body back into better balance so that then you are now in better balance, right? But if you continue in the lifestyle you have been trying to do in your 30s, 40s, whatever, like a lot of stress, a lot of busyness, not eating the right foods, or trying one diet, then another diet, then another diet, and you're all over the place and your body's totally confused, and you're not aware of your thought process and how you process your stress and your feelings and your thoughts and your relationships. And so, like, it's basically a whole lifestyle thing to look at. Because if we think of what would a balanced life look like, it's not just one thing, is it? If you think about, and there's no perfect balance, but if you think about, oh, how would I love my life to be like? You're not usually thinking of just one aspect of it, right? You're probably visioning and seeing a lot of areas of your life. That's what it's like when we work through changing ourselves and our lifestyle and all of that in this phase of our life. It isn't just one thing. It's not like I have a headache, I'm going to take a pill. When hormones are in play, because one hormone affects the other hormone, affects the other. So it's like a domino effect. And a pill will help with one aspect, but it's not going to help with the other aspects. And therefore you won't come into balance because you're only working on one thing. So, right, just working on just the food, but not your stress and not the way your mindset is or how you process feelings and think about yourself, then not much is going to change either, right? So I hope that makes sense. So postmenopause can be fantastic, can be great. Like I just feel so much freer, right? Like when I finished that phase, the brain fog went, the memory problems, the bad digestive problems were gone. I wasn't gaining weight. I was feeling more energy again. I was feeling much more balanced emotionally, in postmenopause. Then it's like the sun comes out and you're like, oh my God, thank God. It was 5 years for me of the hormone changes and the ups and downs and all of that. Pretty much 5 years. So when that changed and when that was like, whoo, I felt so much better. But then we still have hormonal changes. So that's all. So my estrogen is dropping a lot faster. So it is always a time to readjust, to learn more, to take better care of yourself. Yes. Oop, there we go. I have, let me see, stopped for 1.5 years in post. I was feeling great. This year I have had a terrible time with my post-menopause, even to the point of anxiety. Got it. I am now on supplements to manage my hormones. I'm on plant-based. Good. Good. That's great. Yeah, don't give up. And also, take all natural stuff is what I suggest. Like I took bioidentical hormones in perimenopause. I learned about them. I found out about them. Thank God in our city we had a specialist in bioidentical hormones and women's health. I was so blessed we had that in Nanaimo. He's retired now, which is too bad. So thank God, I went on that. I knew I wanted to do all natural stuff, and I took natural supplements. And like I said, I should talk about that in all my programs, and I help every woman in all my programs. And how you eat does make a huge difference too, because your body metabolizes certain foods, starchy carbohydrates differently in this phase of life. I don't care if oatmeal is healthy. I don't care if bananas are healthy. They are healthy, but at this phase of life, their act is just sugar, right? So it's like you're just eating more and more sugar. So there's different things to learn about. Then there's also foods that we need to include way more of because of the micronutrients they have that our body really, really needs at this phase of life that we need for hormone production. So it's quite a thing, but it can be done, and you can notice results. Like I said, I did that 7-day program just to kind of see 7 days. I can clearly, honestly say that you will feel results in 7 days. Just 7 days. After, I don't care if you're saying in 1 year, 2 years, I felt blah, blah, blah. No, just because you're not quite doing something right? There's something that's a little off. But when you work on it all, you will start getting changes. And I'm going to do a 6-week program called Midlife Reset. The program I'm doing in a couple weeks is exactly taking you through resetting your hormones. I don't care if you're perimenopause, menopause, or postmenopause, this benefits you because it's all about health also. When you bring your body back into better balance, when you eat for health, when you work on healthy lifestyle and all of that, it will improve. Your life will improve. It can't not improve. Okay? And we work on the food, the mindset, the stress reduction, 6 weeks, Zoom coaching calls with me once a week, as well as there's a private Facebook, so you guys are supporting each other. Post every day, you're posting your food so I can help you with what you're eating. It's just like I'm sitting at your house watching you. But don't worry, it's real food. It's not, and you can have a piece of cake if you want. You can have a brownie if you want, right? It's like learning to eat in a way that feels right for you so that it supports your life, fits into your life. And so that you go, oh my God, this is something I could do all the time. Sure, I'll send you information, Lindsay. I'll go in your messenger. I'm not sure for friends, so I'll send you a friend request if I haven't yet, for not friends yet. So it's fantastic, right? It's so great to learn. And I just think, women, we just need to support each other, especially during this phase of life, whatever, right? And we want to have a good mindset about it, not a negative mindset about it. You want to look at all the wonderful things you can eat, all the wonderful things you can do, and how wonderful you can feel, instead of focusing on, I feel like crap, I don't feel good, all these things I have to give up, poor me, right? Let's get out of the victim and feeling sorry for yourself and into empowerment. The next 7 days, every day, I'm going to do a mindset video in this group about 7 personal powers. So be here. I'm posted the info in this group, Women Creating Healthy Lives. So I will post it again, but it's in here already on the dates and times. And I'm going to be talking about the 7 personal powers. And this is the mindset involved in changing your life to this extent so that you actually feel more empowered, love your life more, right? Stop the struggle, stop the on again, off again, stop all that sabotage and all the mindset stuff and all of that, right? Because that doesn't serve you. So have an absolutely amazing evening. Thank you so much for being here. And if you have any questions, come into my inbox, Diana Marchand, on Messenger if you want a session with me or want to learn more about my program or have a question or anything. Okay, I am here for you. Much love.